Unfiltered, real and raw, no time to fake, you gotta give it all. From battles in the ring to chases on the street, Mike and Trevor making life complete. Punching bags and bounty tags, they swap tails. From the ring to the streets, they never fail. Lessons learned, every step they take. In this crazy life, there's so
What's up,
much at
guys?
stake.
I am Trevor O'Connor. Across from me, every time, no matter what, Mike Gonzales.
Hey, what's up?
That's Mike. This is After the Final Bell, a podcast that we believe is about life after an adrenaline-fueled career ends. Or as we get older and you're an adrenaline junkie and you figure out you can't do all the adrenalized activities anymore.
Yeah.
Where do you go from there? Where do
That's
you
the
go?
question.
I want to get a couple football players in too, because they retire early.
Yeah.
They're young when they retire.
Mm-hmm.
What do? If they're smart with their money. If they're smart with their money, then they usually open another business.
Yeah. If they're not smart with their money,
They go to work for somebody else.
yeah.
Then they sell insurance or real estate.
That's like the normal there, huh? With the
Football
athletes.
play, yeah. Athletes go to insurance or real estate.
Why? Easier?
Because they use the face name recognition to draw business.
Okay.
That's why.
Everybody wants pictures.
Yeah, you want. I bought my house from
Such and such.
Tim Tebow.
Yeah. Okay.
I think he just does motivational speaking. I don't think he does real estate.
No.
We got a new table.
Hey, I like it. I think it. I like it.
We got a new table. Like I feel like I'm in here now.
Yeah.
Before I felt like I was.
You
Like,
can move
I
around.
was like this, and I had to hold on. Now we're like this.
Well, I was on top of the camera last time.
Yeah, you were sitting on the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to sit on it anymore.
But yeah, no, I like it. I think it's good.
Yeah, it's
You know?
and, like we can't even we couldn't high five
No,
if we had to.
no,
Now,
we got to stand up to high five.
yeah, before you could have tied my shoes.
Yeah.
We were that close.
Yeah. I like this.
It's bigger.
I like the
Bigger.
idea.
Everything is moving forward. Everything is moving forward. We're trying to give you guys the best possible visual and audio experience we can.
Yep. And I like it. I like the table.
I'm in. So
But no,
go ahead.
it's good. Otherwise, it's
good, yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I mean,
It's good you like it because it was here when you walked in.
surprise. Well, you text me. Hey, I'm on my way. I told you, and you
Mm-hmm.
said no rush. We're doing. I thought you were putting stuff on the walls,
Oh, new pictures or
Something.
lights or
Yeah,
something.
And then I walk in. I'm like, oh,
Change the whole thing.
yeah. So it's a good.
Change the whole thing. Kay Miller's been running crazy this morning, putting all of this back together for us. If it looks bad or sounds bad, her fault.
Yeah.
We
Not my fault. Not my fault.
we did our part.
Yeah.
We sat down here.
Yeah.
I've been thinking a lot.
Okay.
And I've been I was talking to Matthew a little bit ago, and we were kind of talking about what my thoughts were for subject matter today.
Mm-hmm.
And something I've been putting a lot of thought into is, obviously New Year's is the end of the week, and everyone, there's New Year's resolutions and this and that. I don't really do a lot of New Year's resolutions, but I do like to set some goals. It's not gonna be like I'm gonna work out every day in 2025, and then 3 days in you miss a day, so you just throw the resolution out the window.
It's gone.
Move on.
Yeah.
I like to look at goals, like personal goals, and even goals for us as a podcast, us as a team. Where we want to be, what we want to be looking at. Kind of some benchmarks through the year.
Yeah.
Because now, it's cool. We're getting into the groove of things, and now we're starting a new year, so we can kind of
Go.
set that
Yeah,
and
yeah.
get ready to go. Do you do resolutions?
I don't do resolutions. I do more goals.
Yeah.
I feel like I got to get better at doing like the bigger goals, but like short-term goals. Like, okay, I got to do this, or
Right.
I would like to do this.
Measurable.
Yeah, things like that. For the most part, it's obviously always with fighting, but like with things with the house, get
Right.
some stuff done or whatever. Like, one of them was paint some of this, like walls or whatever, like stuff like that. I need to do better at that, or get better at that, so I could get things arranged, so I don't feel like I'm constantly not doing nothing.
Right.
So those goals, yeah. And then now with this, it's funny you brought that up, because that's what I was thinking earlier today. Is like, dang, it's, you know, I don't really like to use the word resolution because I feel like you miss it and it's like, okay,
It's resolute.
it's done.
Yeah.
It's over. You know, so, you know, thinking about the podcast and how we can get better, you know, is
What do we need to do?
what do we need to do?
Yeah. I can tell you, I watch every episode, obviously, and we premiere every episode and sit together. One thing that I've noticed that I need to do is be better at giving you space to talk.
Yeah, sometimes. But
I
sometimes,
talk, dude. I talk.
But they don't know when the camera goes off. It's like,
Right.
it's like where'd Trevor go?
And that's the truth, huh?
Yeah, that is the truth.
As soon as if the cameras are on and we're doing the pod, then all the words that I have to say for the week are coming out.
Yeah,
And then as soon as we're done, I'm good.
yeah. It's like, okay.
You and I usually have text conversations through the week that
Yeah.
the conversation is usually like 3 or 4 words at a time.
Yeah.
It's just like boom, boom, and
That's
that's it. Like there's no deep conversation that
No.
goes on through text. But that's something I'm going to try to be very mindful of, is giving you the space. Because sometimes I ask you a question, you give me part of your answer, I get excited
And go.
and I just start talking.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I watch you just sit back.
Like,
You're like,
hey, it's only funny when there's a rant. When you start ranting, I love it.
I know.
I love that part.
but I need to be better at accepting and giving the space
Yeah.
back and forth.
I need to be better at just explaining things
well,
because sometimes I don't do and that's just not just here,
yeah.
in general.
Oh, I know.
You know, it's like
I know, Mike.
I know what I want to say. It's just like, wait,
I've been instructed by you before in ways where you're like, why didn't you just do what I said? And I'm like, I have no idea.
what did you want me to do?
I have no idea. And you're
Yeah.
like, in your head, you said
yeah.
like 5 paragraphs, but outwardly you said 12
Yeah.
words. And we're just looking at you like,
It's like, I don't know. It's like my mind's thinking too fast.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. But yeah.
yeah, when you put those together, then we work pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have to worry about it anymore because I don't have to punch anybody.
Hey,
But
it's crazy how fast this year feels like it went for me.
yeah,
You know, I was thinking, you know, I was like, man, it's already December, you know, and it's like, oh, next week. They were asking me about, hey, are we training on this day? It's like, sure. And I'm like, oh, it is the end of the year.
you're like, I don't know. Yeah.
You know, it's like this year went by. So I think it's probably one of the years that have went by faster for me than I think a lot of years in prior. Just, I don't know what it is, but it went by quick.
Yeah. Oh, that's you. That wasn't me this time.
How do you turn Siri off?
Don't say that.
Oh,
Jesus. Well, it's be on forever now. You just got to turn that volume way down.
it is. It's off.
Oh, there we go. It's always because I still have one foot in corporate America,
Yeah.
and you know I'm in all of the company emails when they're talking about holidays,
For
and
sure.
time on, time off. I'm not really on a schedule with them. I
With,
just with oil and gas. Yeah, I'm not like on a these are your days off. This is what you know. You
So
have
are
these
you,
paid holidays.
get your work done type of guy. Like, hey, Trevor, we need X amount done. Boom. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't talk to the office, and the office doesn't really talk to me. Go figure.
Hey, that's why you guys work well.
We have an agreement that I will take care of these things,
Yeah.
and sometimes I do them at 3 a.m. Sometimes I do them at 2 p.m. It's just I get my shit done, so they never have to, like that. When they put up schedules for, oh guys, it's a company holiday on the 24th and 25th, but we'll be back to work on the 26th. I'm like, you guys do whatever you want
Yeah.
because it's not.
I'm just gonna.
That's the agreement we have.
Yeah.
Is I don't.
Which makes it nice for somebody that can get their work done
Right.
without being told this needs to get done.
And that's the thing is you have to be able to self-manage
Mm-hmm.
to a point where the employer or company that you consult with or whatever trusts and accepts the fact that they don't have to
And I think,
look over your shoulder.
yeah, and more people can get, if they pay attention to that, they could have a better work-life balance.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like how many times you hear people complain about, I don't got no time. All I do is work. All I do is work. But it's like, well, what are you getting done?
Do you?
You know what I mean? Like, you don't got time to do anything because you're not
Yeah.
getting your stuff done.
I think a portion of it is, I mean, obviously there's situations where it's just a time for money exchange. You go somewhere, you spend 8 hours there doing whatever it is, and then you clock out, you go home, they pay you, you don't think about it again.
Yeah.
When you get into different situations where your job is kind of independent, but also, you know, an integral part of what they do.
Yeah.
Once you develop a relationship that they just don't question. And COVID did a lot, I think, for this. As much as I hate to say it, COVID did a lot for people who can work independently.
Yes. I agree with that 100%. I think it did a lot, and it benefited the ones that have been looking for that maybe the employer they don't trust. They were forced to trust.
And they saw who could shine and who didn't shine.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, how many companies saved so much money by realizing they didn't need huge office space?
I mean,
I have an office downtown.
do you have your own desk still, or do you have your own?
Yeah, I have my own office in the
You just don't go.
No.
When's the last time you went to the office? If you could remember, I guess.
I don't remember. At least a year.
Dang.
But I have an office there with a desk and a computer and
So if you went in tomorrow or Monday, would they be like, Trevor?
there's maybe 2 or 3 people
Oh, so it's not even
that go there.
Oh.
It's, I mean, there's like, you know, several offices and a common area, but everybody has gotten to the point where we're 10 times more productive by not driving downtown, you know, fighting traffic, dealing with crap, sitting in an office where, you know, you have to pretend like you're hyper-focused on everything. You wake up, I walk down here, I get whatever I need to get done, and then I don't deal with it.
What do you do if you're one of those people that need the interaction? Like you don't need the interaction, right? You're fine without
the structure.
Or the structure. You like to do things your own way,
Yeah.
and you get work done. But for those that some need the structure or some need that interaction, like me, I don't know if I would do well working from home. Why? Because it's like, that doesn't look fun. I can do this. You know,
Everybody goes through that piece though. And it depends on where you figure out what's important, like rent, food.
Lights are off.
If you decide that doing that's more fun and you don't do the thing that you were trusted to do, they replace you.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true.
And then you go get a job somewhere where they make you come there, sit down and do the job. And some people, I mean, let's be realistic. A lot of people in this world, they are only going to do, you know, it's clock in, clock out. It's clock in, do as little as I have to, but be seen. I'm at work. I showed up here, 8 a.m. I'm leaving at 5. And their productivity is what it is. Like maybe nothing, or maybe, you know, maybe they are motivated by going somewhere and doing the work. But if you have to go somewhere and it's just a money for time trade, you're never going to be productive anyway.
Yeah, that is true.
It's just not going to. I mean,
It's not going to work for
you're going to do the least amount that you
For-
possibly can for whatever the arrangement for pay is.
Yeah, and I think, do you think that's different for people that make like a salary pay? Like you get X amount of dollars versus hourly? Because
They pay me a monthly amount.
Okay, so it's more beneficial. Hey, if I got to get done, then
Get it done as fast as you can.
right. But then you get those people like, oh, I work hourly. I think that's where the production is like.
Right.
You just got to be
Instead
there
of 10 widgets an hour, I get paid the same for 4.
Yeah,
So I guess it's 4.
4, as little as possible.
And if they don't bitch about 4, then maybe it's 3.
yeah,
Oh, they bitched a little bit about 3.
3.5.
3. Yeah, right. Gotta be right there. And I've never been that guy.
Yeah,
I've always been a show up, work hard, get the job done, and let everything else take care of it.
yeah. Not me. Even working hourly for the amount of time. Like I've never had a salary job, so I don't know what it's like working
Right.
salary. But I'm also not into working a bunch of hours for free.
Right.
You know what I but even working hourly, I was never like, there's nothing to do. It's like, oh, I just see it. No, it's like, if there's nothing to do, send me home.
Right. Or let's find something.
Or let's find something. I don't need to get 8 hours here doing nothing just to get paid.
And there's people that's all like their mindset 100% is, where can I make the most per hour doing the least? And they also will not take any personal responsibility for anything, you know.
Yeah.
There's people that, I won't say names, but there's people that at my corporate office who find a way to be the busiest person in the office while never, ever doing anything. Severe weather alert.
Oh.
There's a fire watch for Thornton. That's right here.
Okay, if we see smoke.
Yeah, we're out.
See you guys.
There's a couple people, and it's the same people that send the most emails.
Yeah.
And they send like urgent, need your response immediately.
Now.
All they do is send emails in a big circle. So everyone, and they copy everyone. The more people someone copies on an email, the less effort they actually put into their job. Because people who tag the most amount of people, they just want people to see, oh man, they sent me 5 emails today.
Yeah.
They must be just so busy that they're just on it.
That's
when in
crazy.
reality, they just want people to think that they're
really not.
they're not. You know how many emails I've sent to my company in the last month?
7.
Oh, less than that.
Less than that?
Less than 5.
Wow.
And they were replies to direct
People.
someone that directly emailed me a question.
Oh, okay.
and they got one sentence back, which is the answer to their question.
Yeah. So not this email back and forth. type
No.
thing.
No, you just fix the problem. Just do the job, handle the business. You know, these same people, instead of just doing the job that they could have had done 2 hours ago, they have to make it seem like it is the biggest undertaking in the entire world. Like they are real. Do you guys know how important I am? Do you know what I'm doing? I mean, do you have any idea what I'm doing right now?
And they complain the most, I feel. I
Yeah.
feel those people, and that's, it's sad to say,
And
but
they're
that's
owed
in
the
every
most.
job.
They're owed the most.
Oh, for sure.
They're not paid enough.
No,
They're not.
no.
I'm like, we haven't done it. Like in 6 months, you have not done anything.
Yeah. And that's like when when they do the raises and stuff. Oh, I got 30 cents or 50 cents or whatever. It's like, okay, what did you do for more? You know what I mean? Like, what did you do for more?
Right.
You know? And
What effort did you? And that's where people say, "Oh, she needs to shut up."
I need to turn her off.
That's the same people that will say that they will absolutely not do anything that's outside of their job description.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not part of my job. I'm not doing that. Oh, that's not part of my job. I don't. And then they want the biggest raise. And then you say, "What? If you just put extra effort in, if you walk by something that you could do that's going to just save everybody a little bit of effort, you'll be seen as the person that, you'll be seen as a person that goes over and above and, make sure things get done. It's the person that walks by that thing and then will send 6 emails about why they didn't pick that thing up or do that thing because it's not their job.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's just irritating.
That's irritating.
You
to
can't
me.
make her be quiet, huh?
I'm going to have to figure it. Boom. That's how you make her be
Oh,
quiet
you
for
shut
a-
her all the way
for
up?
a second, yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
she's out.
She's out for the count right now.
Done. Are you wearing a watch?
Yeah, I got a watch for Christmas. They got me one.
How'd that go?
I like it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I haven't, it's not connected yet. I have to have my phone with me.
Okay.
Okay, because JJ was
Oh, it doesn't have its own cellular
not
plan.
not yet.
Okay.
But
She
honestly,
wanted to see if you'd wear it for a while.
yeah, but honestly, I could see my health just carrying this.
And now you can put your phone on silent, huh?
Yeah,
Because you
yeah.
don't have to hear the ringer. Do you see what I was talking about now?
You know what I mean? Like, so now for me,
I love it.
yeah. So for like, it's something that, and I like how your response was because it's like you said, it's
Dude, I've known you a long time.
Yeah.
And that's never been an option.
no, and I actually like it, man.
I'm telling you, for Notifications?
I didn't even know we left to the gym this morning, and I had my phone charging, and I had my watch on because I was like, I'm gonna try to get used to it every day. Wear it, you know
You
what I
left
mean?
without your phone?
Yeah, and I remember that.
Did your watch tell you?
No.
Oh, you can set up an alert.
Oh, really? Okay, I'm gonna have to do that. But I was like, oh, I don't have my own. It doesn't have its own
Cellular.
so I need
plan.
my phone. So
Yeah.
otherwise, I would have left my phone at home.
So we have T-Mobile.
Okay, we do
And
too.
It's $10, dude.
Yeah,
It's $10.
I'm just like, I don't know, but
And you can start it and stop it anytime you
Yeah,
want.
I think-
it's $10.
I think I'm going to.
Just set the cellular plan on it.
Yeah, I really like it, man.
It's so much better.
I really like it.
Having your phone not set to ring is probably the
And it
best
just
thing.
vibrates.
It just vibrates. You know what's going on.
Yeah,
It's there. Boop. Oh,
yeah. I had to turn some of the notifications off
right.
a little bit.
You don't want to
'cause
get everything.
No, because it's like I don't need,
Yeah.
So, but no,
If you wear it like in sleep, it'll like track your sleep patterns. It'll do so much.
Yeah,
I turn some of the health stuff off because my blood pressure is always high,
yeah.
and I get tired of hearing about it from my watch.
I don't need a reminder.
I'm like, take
But
medicine.
no, yeah, man. I actually, this is something I got.
I love it.
That I didn't realize that
I might have a case for that.
a few days in, I would actually like it this much.
I might have a little case for that.
Okay.
Just snaps over the top,
Yeah.
so that you don't
Scratch
bust
it.
your screen up or
Yeah.
scratch it. I'd probably have one upstairs.
This is the deal right here.
Yeah, it's great, dude.
Yeah.
I'm
Get
telling
one.
you.
Somebody, if you need one, get one.
So for the last couple of years, I've worn the Garmin Descent MK2, which is a dive watch.
Yeah.
But it's also a Garmin, just regular watch that you can wear.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets alerts from your phone, but it's not the same because it's not iPhone, it's just connected.
Oh,
So the
okay.
interaction is not the same.
Yeah.
And I love that watch because it's got a really big face and
You can
but
see it.
I've switched back not long ago to my Apple Watch, because the interaction is so much easier for me to
Yeah.
between my iPad, my phone, and my watch all works together.
Yeah.
But
No, I love it. I think it's
dude, that's a godsend for the rest of us. We don't have to hear your damn phone.
yeah.
Everybody's gonna be happy.
Everybody.
Yeah,
You all will be happy.
everybody's like, no more phone ringing. Another thing I've seen is you started a little side activity.
For my pictures?
Yeah.
Yeah. I could never take pictures for money. It's not something that,
Being a photographer for the joy of it is fun.
yeah. And that's all I want. Like people ask me all the time, cause I have, I don't know, 5 or 6 memory cards full, right? Of just random stuff. And I always have an idea of like, they're like, you ever post your pictures? No, I just
take them.
take
Are you
them.
editing at all?
Barely. I want to take pictures first. I edit a little bit, nothing crazy.
Yeah,
And-
just cleaning up the lighting. And
Yeah, and
colors.
what I just want to see in post, like over the course of time, how much better I get.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm just having fun with it.
You know who you have to sit down with, right?
Yeah, that'll be fun though, because that's not a.
She'll give you
Yeah.
all the pointers.
I'm gonna
She's
need
good.
all of them.
She's good.
Oh, I know.
She's good.
So
Sit with her. So my daughter Peyton has started a little side hustle doing like family pictures.
oh, nice.
And so she sends stuff to Kristen all the time and says, "Hey, what do you think of this? What about this edit? What would you do here? How does that look?" And Kristen just tutors her right along.
Nice.
It's nice because we are definitely the type of people who believe there's enough for everybody
Yeah.
instead
Yes.
of like gatekeeping knowledge or,
Yeah.
why would, instead of being like, Peyton, why would you not send them to
Chris,
Kristen?
Yeah.
No, it's like build it up. There's plenty.
everybody can eat.
We can all,
Yeah.
we can all
I
eat
agree.
well. You don't have
Yeah.
to, it's not scraps.
Yep.
So any knowledge that I have and people ask, I don't care. I give it out.
Yeah.
Well, is somebody going to move into the YouTube space and I'm worried that they're going to,
How many YouTube accounts are there?
were they going to take views away from me?
Yeah.
No, people watch the same thing. They may just add something
To their
to their list
Yeah.
of things that they watch.
So
Same thing with photography. I mean, to believe that you can't help anybody else because
crazy.
It's stupid.
it's so I always try to think of it like one, it wasn't yours in the beginning because somebody helped you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Somebody helped them.
Mm-hmm.
It's your job just to pass it along,
Right.
and whatever they do with it is up to them.
And like Kristen's gone to some seminars that she's learned a lot from.
Uh-huh.
And then a lot of her editing style is just trial and error. I like this. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I'm doing some of this. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
But I mean, gatekeeping information is one of the dumbest things in the world.
It's crazy to me.
In anything. I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
People who gatekeep information, that's stupid.
Yeah.
That just doesn't make sense.
But those are the people that you really truly like can tell. It's like, I'm not going to really vibe with that person.
Yeah.
I'm not going to really, you know what I mean? Because you can tell like, oh, you're going to help me, but, and I might not need your help, but somebody might need your help and you're going to,
Yeah.
you know? So yeah, no, but I've started it. I've been wanting to start it.
I saw it.
Yeah.
And then I liked it and I was like, oh, I'm going to get into this.
So I started it and then Delilah helped me create the page because I couldn't figure out how to do. I was like, here, help me.
I need a page
Hey, set me up
of this.
Yeah. So and then I just
Next, you're going to have a blue check mark.
eventually, and then I'm gonna, you know, so it has me going through my photos more of like the things that which it's good. I'm excited.
You run a Luminex camera? What do you run?
Yeah. It was my
You like
first
it?
camera. I love it, man. I love it for what I need it for. Obviously, if I was trying to make money, maybe invest in something different.
Right.
But
Like
for what
one of
I'm
these Sonys.
yeah,
My camera's in that backpack right there.
yeah, that's what you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I love taking pictures, actually.
yeah, for me, I feel that
Except for when she used to make me go shoot weddings.
yeah, you don't like that. Psh, boo.
But just going out, like we should just go shoot.
Yeah, we should.
Just go. Like I like shooting like people on the street, or I like shooting structures,
Yeah.
ghost town stuff.
I like shoot. You know what? I like shooting people on like just random people.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that like a weird thing to do, or is it just like?
Street photography's it's happening. It's all over the
Yeah,
place.
I like that. I just like because I was talking to somebody. Are you going to do any videos? And I'm just like, I don't like the idea of doing videos.
Yeah.
Because I love the idea of like, oh here, shoot. Oh that's cool over there. Shoot. You know what I mean?
And with video, you have to edit.
Yeah. That too.
And editing video.
Yeah, that's also too. But I just like the idea of just like look in here, okay, look in here, okay, look, and just capturing some.
I can
some
look
cool
back
stuff.
on some of the photos that I contributed to some of her weddings because I used to shoot the grooms and their party,
Yeah.
like before all the big she's shooting the bride and her party, and I'm shooting the groom. and
Oh,
his
okay,
party.
separate it.
And so I would always come up with like weird, cool stuff. Like I shot a picture. There's this wedding, and they were in very specific looking black suits, white shirt, black skinny tie, which reminded me of Reservoir Dogs. So I took the iconic picture of Reservoir Dogs where they're all leaning against the brick wall, and one of them's like smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
And I put the guys basically in that picture and then reshot it. One of my favorite pictures ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's like Reservoir Dogs is so iconic.
Yeah.
And they were wearing the perfect suit. So I was like, oh,
Got to do it.
I got to do this. Like,
Yeah.
Nobody ever kind of gets what you're thinking.
No.
And then another one I did, the grooms were at a hotel in Boulder that had some really cool, like retro looking lounges.
Yeah.
And so I put them all in there kind of looking like the Rat Pack and stuff like, that's the only thing I take joy, like shooting an actual wedding
Yeah. That doesn't.
or just dealing with.
No offense. That just doesn't seem that
Yeah.
fun.
But like that part of it, I didn't mind,
Yeah.
or
Where you could create your own type
right.
of thing.
Yeah. I would like lay on my back with my camera up and have the guys do like the hands in,
Yeah.
And so you can see and staging them so that you can just see their hands, and then you can also see all of their faces kind of looking in.
Yeah.
That's a picture that they could pass out to all the groomsmen, and it would all remind them of that time that they were there together, not just the traditional, the groom shaking the groomsman's hand. Like you see it everywhere. Like, see, that's
those are some of those. I think it's because a lot of it is just a type of copy and paste thing.
that's it. Weddings, you have to get this picture, this picture, this picture. I would often do the I call it this like the supervillain walk away.
Yeah.
So I would have them all staged kind of like a flying V.
Mm-hmm.
And like someone would be throwing their tux jacket over their shoulders or checking their, and I always tell them, okay, this is how you guys are staged. I'm going to have you walk towards me, but I want you to all feel like the super villain in a movie right when they blew up the big, you know, and they're walking away and they feel cool as shit.
Yeah.
Some of the coolest pictures I've taken.
Yeah.
And no one understands. And then you show them the picture and they're like, oh, yeah.
But nobody can really see like the photographer's idea until it's, here's your pictures.
Until it's in print.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like, oh, that's a good
her.
picture.
Like
Yeah.
she was taking pictures of it was like just a portrait session. So just a person or a couple. She took this picture and it's of a girl and there's like a cherry blossom branch or something in front of her face. And like the focal point is one eye. And then she also has a picture of her where she's taking the picture. It's this piece of vine was sticking over a fence next to a dumpster. And, you know, if you looked at the situation, you'd be like, this is shit.
Yeah.
But then the picture is just of the girl's face with like the cherry blossom coming down and her eyes were like some like really cool green or something. And so it just really popped.
Yeah.
And then you want to look, you know, and then you get the pullback of, she found this next to a dumpster by a telephone pole in an alley.
Then you're like, what is this?
Yeah. And then you see the picture. And then, you know, when people are getting that picture taken too, they're like, why is she taking a picture of me in a fucking alley?
Yeah.
But she sees things differently.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And that's where photography, it's like a silent story.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
and that's kind of like, so I was talking to one of our friends, Chepe and Claire, and we were out in Australia when I was taking some of and she was like, because she loves pictures, and she was like, do you ever like show people your picture? I said, no. I said, my hope one day is to like, obviously like leave whatever to the kids or whatever, that they could just see in those moments what I was looking
what you
at,
thought,
what I
saw,
thought, and what I was seeing. You know what I mean? And she's like, oh, that's an interesting way to think about it. I said, you know, because one, there's too many. Two, who does a photo album anymore?
Right.
Everything's digital, you know. So it's like for me, I just want my kids to be able to put in the memory card, and whether they're good pictures or bad, just see what I was seeing.
At the same time, because you now opened an Instagram page.
Yeah.
We'll put a link
In the bio or in the description.
Great. Probably just down there.
Yeah.
We'll put a link. It'll be under your normal Instagram.
Yeah.
The name's going to be slightly different. Don't worry. It's still him.
Yeah.
But now you can pick the ones that you kind of want to put out in public. And for me, photography is, I can tell a story and I don't have to actually interact with anybody.
Yeah.
Like I can take a picture, and if I can take a picture that you can feel the same thing that I felt when I took the picture, then it's landed.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to talk. I didn't have to, there's no, it's just a picture.
Yeah.
And that to me is cool. If you can post a picture and people can go, oh.
That's how I am with people that do like a lot of nature photography. Like, to me, it's just like, oh, this picture's like telling me everything. You know, that's how I feel like with nature photography.
Like back in the day, Ansel Adams.
Yeah.
His photography of like mountains and clouds and snow, you could, like, you really felt it. And then everybody had them on their wall for most of the 90s.
Yeah.
But it's things like that, you know, or that picture of someone that you've never met before downtown in a hurry to go to work or what, and you just took it, and you know, like you look at that picture and you know that person, you could see that they were rushing and they were trying to, you know, and you can just feel it. Like that kind of stuff is cool.
Yeah. So, and I got a new lens as to why I bringing it out more.
Lenses are important.
I didn't know that. I mean,
you know it, but you don't know it until you have something better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I didn't know until I bought one, and then I was like, oh, wait, this is different. It makes it funner.
Right.
You know what I mean? It makes it better.
Sure.
So, you know, just trying to kind of just see what I can do and have fun and not really take, you know, it just kind of helps me like escape just.
You don't have to think about all the other stuff. It's not out there.
Nope. So
I don't have an outlet like that right now. I have a
No?
really nice camera, not the studio, like my camera down there, is actually probably equal to these. But I haven't probably shot a picture in a year and a half.
no. What do you prefer, pictures or video? Like if you had to escape
Pictures,
pictures.
silent. That's the whole thing about it.
Yeah.
I mean, video's cool, but I've lived the last several years of my life on camera in video,
Yeah.
and making sure that you're getting, that I'm angling for the shot, or, oh, here's the thumbnail,
Yeah.
setups, and it's not fun.
Yeah.
It's not. And shooting video on the other side would probably burn me out more, because in video, it feels like you're shooting a product. It's got to go out.
Yeah.
You don't just shoot video for yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
Usually if you're shooting video, it's for a product. Yeah. Some people
Some people, yeah.
front-facing camera
There
just
you go.
over there.
All day.
Yeah, but video is a product to me.
Yeah, okay.
Like it's a product.
yeah.
We wouldn't shoot this podcast, not edit it, and just leave it in the can and then look at it in a year.
Yeah,
For
no.
us, we could just have a conversation. We don't need the video part.
That's true. That's true.
But this is the only way you get a lot of words out of either of us.
Either,
Turn
yeah.
the cameras on.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it would be pictures for me.
Yeah.
If I did, yeah.
And eventually I'll get a better camera.
Mm-hmm.
I need to, you know what I mean? I've had my camera I've had it for a long time. Probably 3 or 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Take pictures here and there. But now I find myself thinking like, I got to take my camera.
Do you hear the wind?
That's what
Trying to
the
get
fire's
us.
coming this way.
I guess.
Why is it always windy when we record?
I don't know. It's never wind. And then we sit down and I can hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just, I find myself thinking like, I got to bring my camera.
Yeah.
Now I make sure it's charged. Now
Ready
I
to
make
go.
sure,
Got batteries, got
yeah.
a memory card.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
And Delilah likes taking pictures too.
That's always nice.
She loves taking pictures. Yeah.
Mostly selfies,
No, she does it at school. She's in the
photography.
and then she does yearbook.
Jaden's in yearbook.
Yeah. So they have to.
We got her a camera that matched the school's cameras. So
Oh,
that
really?
She didn't have to use theirs.
Yeah. We bought her a camera because she's like, I just want my own. So
If I want to shoot, I can shoot. I
Yeah.
don't have to check it out. Yeah.
yeah. So now she does her, and even the kids at school, we're like, hey, can you come take pictures?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a fun thing to do.
Yeah. Jaden is an artist.
Yeah. She can draw.
She draws. And so photography is kind of a natural.
Like
People who can draw usually have an eye for photography because they see things differently.
yeah.
So it's interesting to see what pictures she takes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she's drawn some really cool stuff.
She has.
Did you see that huge Post Malone
Yeah.
that she drew?
Yeah. You
She's
showed
done
that. To me.
that.
She's
did
good, man.
She did a portrait of Kristen's dad
Oh, nice.
in by his table in there.
Yeah. She does. She
just-
does good
she's-
work.
Yeah, she's really good.
Being so young.
And just doing it.
Yeah. It's crazy how people have those
Like
talents
not
like
from
that.
art school, just from
I didn't learn it,
yeah, she just
Yeah.
does it.
but
Not me.
no,
I can't draw anything.
me either.
No.
Nope.
Nope. All right, we need to pull it back. We're
Here we go.
talking about goals.
Goals.
Now, photography can be a goal because you've started.
Yeah.
At the end of the year, that means your goal is probably to push your photos onto Instagram more often, more quantity.
Yeah. I'm gonna try. Obviously, I want to try to make at least one a day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because I have a lot of pictures.
And it's hard too
You know?
because to get it from your camera to Instagram, there's steps.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just take a picture with your phone and edit it on your phone and post it,
Yeah.
it's all right there. It's so convenient.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the same power in my mind as going out, taking the picture, bringing it back.
Yeah. And I feel like one of my goals is not just to be sitting around at home.
Yeah.
Obviously have downtime. Obviously sit there, but there's more for me. Feel like there's more downtime where I'm not doing anything, where I could actually attempt to do something.
Yeah. I've actually been thinking a lot about that
Yeah.
because I'm such a recluse and I don't care to be out in public. as I'm getting older, I recently had a birthday.
Yeah.
As I'm getting older, I'm starting to see time as finite instead of infinite.
Yeah.
And being so reclusive and not wanting to be in public is really stealing from myself experience and things. I don't want to go out in public. I don't want to go to the mall.
No.
I don't want to go places, I'm not really big on going. I don't want to go to a festival. I don't want to go to, a huge music concert that's just drunk people and stupid. But it's not only me stealing from me, it's me stealing from Kay Miller because I don't go do anything.
Yeah.
Which means that if she's going to do something, she either gets one of the girls and they go do it, or her friend Jessica, or she goes
by herself
and does stuff. And that's not really fair to her, but it's also not fair to just exist.
Yeah.
And I kind of just exist in this house, which is not, trust me, I'm comfortable with it.
Yeah. It's just everybody around you that you care about.
Well, and on top of it, you and I, over the last 13 episodes, have talked about things that we should do.
Yeah.
And the hanger on that is me.
Yeah.
Because if I call you and say, hey, I'm going to pick you up in the morning, we're going to go do that thing we talked about.
Yeah.
You'd be like,
okay,
let's go.
Yeah.
As long as it worked in your training schedule.
For sure.
With JJ starting camp now, things are a little more tightened up.
So, yeah.
It's not a whole lot of public now.
No.
But you would be for it. The only thing that's held us back is me not wanting to
leave.
Yeah. Like creating a competition with myself on how long I can stay in the house, probably stupid.
Well, wait, for you or for other people?
Yes. I did 18 days.
That's a long, that's quite a bit of time,
Then I did 7 days, and then I just did 10 days. I left the house today to go get this
table.
Yeah. And I didn't really go. I drove one place, picked it up, drove right back. So it wasn't like, but it's not really fair.
Yeah.
It's not really fair to me. It's definitely not fair to Kay Miller.
No.
It's not fair to my friends. It's not fair to my family. I think what it is when I break it all down is I don't want to be forced to go places that are not going to be enjoyable.
Yeah.
I don't want to be, I'm not going to go to your music show that there's 5 bands on the bill. You're the third band, that you want me to come early for the first band and stay through the last and pretend like I'm enjoying myself when I don't like any of them. Like, your band is cool because I know you, but if I didn't know you, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's that kind of thing. Spend time doing the things that you enjoy, but actually go and do them is my focus for 2025.
Okay. And that could be anything too.
Yeah. I want to go. I want to go. I'm going to start saying yes and actually following through and doing the experiences.
Okay.
I was just looking online the other day, and there's that, the big wooden troll that the guy built in Breckenridge?
Yeah.
There's 2 of them. Did you know that?
No.
There's another one.
Where?
In Victor, which is south.
Okay.
It's a girl. Her name is Rita the something.
Built by the same guy?
Same. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same. One's a girl, one's a boy. They're both about 2 hours from here.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I was thinking about grabbing the camera. I was like, let's grab Kay Miller and we'll grab JJ.
Yeah.
Jump in the car one day. We'll go 2 hours. Go check that out. Take some pictures. Just enjoy being out.
Yeah.
And then come back. And then another weekend we'll run to because they're not near each other.
Yeah.
Like, they're both about 2 hours, but they're a different 2 hours.
Diagonally.
But I want to see them.
Yeah.
Because they're these 15-foot wooden trolls that this guy's built. One had to be moved.
Exactly. Yeah. The one in Breckenridge?
Breckenridge had to be moved because it was creating a problem where it was. People were.
Was it really though?
I think. No, the people were creating a problem.
Oh,
it wasn't creating a
just
problem.
the people where it was located.
Where it was located was not conducive to the amount of people that were trying to come and see it.
All right.
So the guy dismantled it. They moved it somewhere else, and he put it back together. But then I found out there was 2 of them, and I was like, man, that'd be something I want to go see.
Yeah.
I don't have to have a lot of conversations.
No.
But I want to go and enjoy that. 2, I want to get to a spot where I can go walk around and enjoy doing things and not just be like I'm an ogre right now. It's terrible. I'm an ogre.
Oh no.
I played with Vinny again the other day.
Forget it.
I almost threw up.
Oh, it's that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that old, like first week of camp
Yeah.
when you thought you were in shape and then you found out you weren't.
Yeah.
It was that kind of thing where it's just a cardio throw up
Yeah. That's not, yeah. Huh.
from playing with the dog. I mean, we were out there for a while playing and bites, but
I should be able to play with the dog. I should.
Dude.
I'm glad Vinny can take care of me if something happens.
Dude, I'm a box troll right now. I am just, it's terrible. I have a treadmill downstairs, rowing machine, elliptical. There's no reason that I'm not, if I'm not going to go outside because it's cold, because that's the one thing about Colorado that I truly friggin' hate is cold.
Yeah.
I don't like to do things in the cold. It's
And the weather
miserable.
here can change drastically.
It could be 50 right now, and we go, oh, it's 50 degrees. Let's go do. And then by the time we get where we're going 30 minutes away, it's fucking 20.
Yeah.
Still not an excuse. There's no reason I can't roll the treadmill out and do 30, 45 minutes on a treadmill.
And what's crazy is 30
All I
minutes
gotta do
is
is
not
walk.
that long.
Even if I just walk 30, 45 minutes on a treadmill, I could turn the TV on, watch a show, and just walk through the entire show and then be done.
For a while there, I was last year. Was it? It might have been last year. For I don't want to say 3 months, I did the Aerodyne every day for 30 minutes. And
once you get into a groove,
well, then my goal was to get 12 miles in 30 minutes.
oh yeah,
So then
you're like same time, more effort.
but I didn't get there. The closest I got was 11.7.
Oh, you were there.
I was close, right?
Yeah.
But now my struggle is like, I know how hard that was. So I was like,
To get back
tomorrow,
to it.
tomorrow.
That's
and
me.
I need to stop. I need to stop that too.
Do you know how many times I said I'm going to move the treadmill? The elliptical seriously was it 15 steps to the stairs over there?
Yeah.
12 stairs to go down to the basement, and then I'm at any one of those pieces of equipment, plus a bench with some dumbbells.
Yeah.
There's no reason that I'm 207 pounds and breathing like a fucking like
An ogre.
ogre when I go upstairs to go to bed.
Yeah. That's,
I get up there and I'm like, whew.
yeah, that's not good.
Or if I had to, I have real shoes on today, which is really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like bending over to tie my shoes. If I had to stay down there for any extra amount of time,
Yeah.
a little lightheaded on the way up.
Get up slow.
And that's not me.
Yeah.
That's not me. It's terrible. And it's all because I have convinced myself that it's cool to be a recluse and do nothing and stay in my house and just exist.
Yeah, that's not.
It's dumb.
It's not good.
You know, I need to not.
Yeah. It just starts with one thing though.
Yeah.
Working out.
Even if it's not me going outside, it's me going downstairs and dedicating one show's worth of TV
Yeah.
to the treadmill.
Yep.
If I'm going to watch it, I should be just get up and I should have to pay myself in treadmill minutes for TV.
To watch your show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, really in like 2 or 3 weeks, I would probably be down 15 pounds
Easy.
and feel energetic enough to
Way
do
better.
stuff. And I bitch about having no energy
Yeah. That's the first thing to go.
while living on energy drinks.
I mean, I laugh at that, but I'm the same way with coffee.
It's just dumb. It's dumb.
Yeah.
Now you let me go on a rant.
But that's okay though.
I hate
Because
rants.
these are goals. These are goals we need to work on.
Yes.
You know, I'm only lucky because I move around with the guys.
Right.
If I would be in the same boat.
If you weren't training.
One of these days when I get the courage, we and JJ took a trip for my 40th birthday. What do you want to do? And I said, I want to go on a trip and just drive. So we flew into Georgia, rented a car, drove up to North Carolina, stayed at this. During the summer, it's like a summer camp for kids.
Right.
And in the wintertime or when they're off season, they rent some of them out on Airbnb. So we drove to this forest, stayed the night. It was pretty cool. And and then we drove down to South Carolina because she grew up in Charleston. And then we drove down to Jacksonville. That's when Rose knocked out Whaley. And then we drove back up.
Yeah.
And
I remember you were road tripping at the same time that we flew into Atlanta and drove to Myrtle Beach.
yeah.
Because we were like texting each other. 'Cause we were so close together, but not anywhere near each other.
So we went to, I have this like, and maybe this is weird, but I love old homes. And we went to this plantation that was actually pretty cool. Obviously, not cool things that happened, but just
Structurally
the
cool.
structurally
Right.
it was cool. And we had somebody take a picture of us, and I was overweight, and I was just like, I told JJ, "You let me really."
How do you think I feel right now every single day?
That's how yeah. And so I'm just like, I cannot. So
I just pulled up a picture of me the other day from one of my fight camps. It was a picture of me like the day, like I was starting camp, and then I was working with a nutritionist, and obviously you were making me throw up on myself most days. It's only like 20 days apart or less, and I look like two different people.
dang.
We'll put that picture like
Yeah.
drop it
That's
right,
not even
right there. Right.
that's not even 3 weeks.
You would not believe the change is ridiculous because I was in motion,
Yeah.
because I got up off the couch, and at the time I was doing jujitsu. But I mean, when you're halfway decent at jujitsu,
You could rest.
you don't have to work real hard. You can be fat.
You know, if you're halfway decent, you sometimes don't even have to breathe hard.
No.
You know what I mean? Unless you're going with somebody that's really good, it's like, oh, okay. But
Right.
for the most
But if
part,
it's just average rolls in an
Yeah.
average class, you don't have to do
you
much.
don't have to do much. You
I
just
don't have to get that tired.
no. I don't even got to break a sweat.
And there have been classes where I didn't. I've coached classes that I didn't break a sweat.
Yeah.
It wasn't good for me.
No.
But, at the time, like I said, I was training, but not really training. And then it was like, boop, let's go.
So do you have a goal weight,
Me,
or is there like a goal like
one in the 170s, like 175,
which is what 30 pounds?
35 pounds,
35 pounds.
Mhm.
Okay.
30 to 35, somewhere in there. If I could get to the 175, I feel like the quality of my life would improve greatly.
Yeah.
I would probably need less medication.
Yeah.
I'd probably sleep better because I sleep terrible. My blood pressure would probably get back in line. My blood pressure's, I'm on medication for it. So
Yeah.
obviously it's not
Well,
good.
and that's why I had to go to the ER like a year ago or 2 years, maybe 2 years now. But I went in because I was sick, and the lady's like, "Oh, you got high blood pressure." I'm like, "What? Never."
You're like, what are you talking about, lady?
Yeah.
No.
So
Not me.
that I was like, I refuse to be on medication.
Yeah.
Refuse. I'm not doing it. I am not. You're gonna die. Then forget it.
I guess
I just don't want to. I mean, that's a little extreme, but
Yeah.
that's kind of just where I'm coming from. So that's why I started doing the air day, and I started juicing, which
not steroids.
no,
Juicing
no,
fruits and vegetables.
fruits and vegetables.
You got to be specific.
Yeah, yeah. Let's get that right. And I ended up lowering my blood pressure on my own.
Yeah.
And I was actually feeling really good when I was doing the air day. And I don't know what made me stop, but there was a moment where I missed a few days, and I was like,
Fell off. It's done.
it's done.
See, I've done the opposite.
Yeah.
Like I put myself in a position to make my blood pressure worse.
Yeah. Yeah. And sitting there doesn't help it.
No. But that's why every day you can change.
Yeah.
Every day, like people are like, well, no. You can make a decision, even if people talk shit about it or say you're never going to do it. You can make a decision today and change everything that you're doing.
Yeah.
And it just is what, like, if people hate or they talk badly about you or they make fun of you, who cares?
They're going to talk about you anyway.
Right? Who cares? Just get up and go do it.
Yeah.
And you see people all the time. They're like, they go buy new workout clothes and shoes, and they're like going to start. And then everyone around them is like, "Oh, well, that's dumb. Why are you wasting the money on all that?" And guess what it does? It feeds into their negative mind. And then they don't do it.
Yep.
And so the next time they want to do it, people are like, "Don't you remember last time? When are you going to go buy a new outfit? What are you going to do?"
Yeah.
And it kills it. Just make a choice. Wake up, make a choice, and go do.
For yourself anyway.
Which I'm at that spot. But I also have goals. Those are personal goals.
Yeah.
I have big goals for podcast stuff.
Okay.
I mean, I want our podcast to obviously always continue to improve.
For sure.
To have better content, to have less rants,
Yeah.
more more meat, less me. But I've had this idea and I have this goal and I want to start putting together a plan to make it work.
Okay.
I want to either find a building to buy or a space to lease. And I want to build like 5 or 6 different podcast studios inside the building. Like one of them would be dedicated to our podcast and our look. Obviously, Kay Miller, we would, recreate her podcast how she wants. In there. And then I either want to go find podcasters or aspiring podcasters who don't want to spend.
It's luckily you guys have everything.
This will sound shitty, but I will tell you right now. This is $10,000 in this room.
Yeah.
$10,000 is what this podcast is built on. As far as cameras, microphones, that doesn't even count like editing or anything like that because we do that all in house. But
but if you had to pay somebody
if you want to do a high quality podcast, you hear people say all that, oh, just get a mic and start doing. Okay, yes. If that's what it takes to get you moving in the right direction. Yeah. But if you're trying to do this as a profession, if you're trying to do this and continue growing, you have to have good quality gear.
Have to. And
there's better gear than we have. I just really like road stuff.
Yeah. But even with the amount of stuff we have in here, you're constantly looking, we got to get this. This would make it better.
Right. This a little bit, and it's little tiny things.
Yeah.
The notice is tiny, but sometimes it's an expense. But there's a lot of people out there who aren't going to spend $10,000 to build a studio in their house to do a podcast.
Yeah.
It's just dumb. It's financially irresponsible.
Yep.
But if we could recreate this studio and then this type of quality in 5 different studio settings, then we could go out and find aspiring podcasters who really have the it factor, but they just don't have the stuff. And then you start to build a podcast network.
Yeah.
We use this channel and we start to add different podcasts to it. We don't want 5 of the same topic. We don't want 5 of the same.
Completely different.
Different podcasts from different walks of life. There could be a business podcast. There could be a sports podcast. There could be, Kay Miller's Girl Talk and then another, whatever. But if we could warehouse 5 or 6 good podcasts within one studio space, then each one has its own set, so it's comfortable for them. And then on top of that, you could create an additional podcast studio.
Yeah.
That's kind of generic. It's well lit, but it's not themed to a certain show. Then let's say you want to do a podcast. So then people who don't have the money or the time, they could also then have a space to come record and then take it. Like if they wanted to build their own YouTube channel.
Yeah.
But they didn't have the money to build a studio or they didn't have the space. They live in an apartment. They
got the money just to rent out this.
But they could rent a space out. Let's say it's whatever, $50 an hour to come record, take your SD cards and leave.
Yeah.
You get 8 of those a day.
That's
$400.
And podcasting is the way to go now. No, who listens to the radio anymore?
I don't know anybody that listens to like regular traditional FM.
I listen to the radio on the way in because I can't stand Apple CarPlay.
Really? I love it.
No, I hate. Oh no, that is the only thing I don't like because I don't like how, like, you can't look at something and then all of a sudden your phone changes. I don't know. I just don't like it.
I love it.
And JJ has her phone hooked up, so
right.
I just kind of leave it alone. So that's really the only time I'll listen to FM radio is if I take her car and I'm by myself.
The only time I listen to FM radio is if Kay Miller's been driving my car because she gets mad because my phone is the primary phone that connects to it.
Yeah.
So when she gets in the car to leave, my phone connects to it in the driveway. And so she's listening to whatever TikTok I was scrolling through when she left. So she just puts it on FM, and then when I
Yeah.
get in the car, I'm like, "What is this sound?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't. I
mean,
don't,
I
I don't know
like
how
that.
traditional radio even survives.
Anymore.
No, because everything is a la carte. Everything is when you want it.
Like,
Yeah.
And even the
And trust me,
radio.
I've been in FM radio.
Yeah, for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
I don't know how it goes.
That's a good.
But
That's a
just
good
think,
big goal.
I mean, that's a business plan.
yeah.
Like having a successful podcast is awesome.
Yeah.
But what if you could create that for multiple people
Yeah.
and grow?
Because
I mean,
there's so
and there's
much-
some people out there that, I mean, this is not a brand new revolutionary idea in my head.
Yeah.
They're Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer,
Mm-hmm.
two comedians. I don't know if you know, they do a podcast called Two Bears, One Cave.
Uh huh.
Bert Kreischer's the shirtless guy.
Oh, okay.
The fat guy.
Yeah.
They actually have a podcast studio called Your Mom's House.
Oh.
And it's just, they rented a commercial space out and you walk down the hall and it's like just little podcast studios on the side. Boom, 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 boom. And their set is basically just a back, they just build out
What they need.
what they need just behind the two hosts. So the rest of the room there's nothing.
Oh.
It's just what's in the focal point of the camera.
Yeah.
There's a lot. They probably do like 7 or 8 podcasts out of there, and they're all like
Wow.
mostly famous people podcasts. There's one called Not Today, Pal, which is the 2 kids from The Sopranos.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember their names in The
No.
Sopranos, but you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The 2 kids. Yeah, they do a podcast together. I guess they've been friends for 20 years now, and they do a podcast together. It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like I'm telling you, there's like 7 or 8. It's Your Mom's House is the YouTube channel, and they warehouse all of their podcasts in one place.
Oh.
I don't know how the revenue split goes.
Yeah.
I don't know if mostly it's the advertising dollars. Like if my show gets these advertising dollars, that's what I make. And
Yeah.
maybe the view money goes back into the studio or portions of it are broken up. I'm sure there's an algorithm.
There's got to
that
be a
figures
will.
it out. Right.
Yeah.
Because then you're taking the collective of all the views from all of the podcasts, create the revenue.
Yeah.
And you don't know, like, synergy wise, if you're the brand new guy, you're getting views because there's 7 other podcasts,
Yeah.
and people are like,
they're,
"Oh, well,
they're helping you out.
yeah." So I don't know how the revenue goes. I don't know how that model would work. We would figure it out
For sure.
because it's always about making sure people get what they deserve or more than they deserve,
Yeah.
and feel good about what they're doing.
Yeah. So everybody can still come back.
Right. That's the thing for me. I'd rather have 5 podcasts that 5 people feel like they're getting something out
Mm-hmm.
of, rather than 5 podcasts where I'm living like a king and they're like,
Yeah.
eating ramen noodles.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be
that's
the
not
idea.
fun.
It's more of a collective to me is the idea. I really feel like now is the time. It wouldn't be unlike my old studio,
No.
except there would be multiple
Yeah. Just
because the set design would be better.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be that big of a room anyway. Look.
No, you're looking at this room is a
Yeah.
podcast studio.
Yeah.
It could be smaller because my office desk is this whole basically
Yep.
half of the room behind us.
Yeah.
But how cool would that be?
I think that.
You go and get some cool people.
And there's some interesting people out there. If
Yes.
if you go out and talk to the people or see the people, see the world, there's some pretty interesting people that have different ideas and different thoughts of, what they find interesting. That's what's interesting is because we all don't find the same stuff interesting.
And people don't find us interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
There's people that are like, I would never listen to that.
Yeah.
That's 2 idiots ranting about dumb shit.
Yeah. But
That's what the show should be called.
but it's one of those things where those people who knows what kind of people we can talk to and see.
That was probably one of the most fun times in my entire life was when I ran my old studio.
Yeah.
Because I had 8 hours of programming. There were different show on every hour of the day.
Oh, wow.
Now, my morning show would be 3 hours.
Yeah.
And then people would come in and do their 1 hour. Dude, we had a sex and relationship show.
Wow.
With a lady who was a psychiatrist and sex therapist.
Mm-hmm.
And so she would have, she would have call-ins and
Just talk to people. Yeah.
And we had a guy that was a conspiracy theory show.
Okay.
It was awesome.
That one would be fun.
I produced that one for free.
Really?
just
Because it was
I cracked up the entire time. Like I sat in the producer's booth and produced that show for free. We had alien talk.
okay.
We had, I mean,
Just a bunch.
sports talk. We had so many different things that were going on there. So I used to do a show on that network called Remasculate,
Yeah.
which was me and Steve McGrew,
Okay.
Mudflat McGrew,
Yeah.
the comedian. He used to be on KYGO in the mornings.
Oh.
I think he won a bunch of awards. He and I did a show together for about a year on top of my morning show.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was guy talk, but it was like masculine guy talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. And then his partner at the time we brought them in and they did a show called Two Girls and a Bottle of Wine.
Oh.
And so basically it was like wine talk, two girlfriends, sitting around just having a bottle of wine talking about whatever. Not unlike what Kay Miller does with Jessica. It's two girls talking about, like, they get into stuff.
Yeah.
I listened to a rant from her on her podcast the other day talking about food quality
Oh, really?
because she bought hamburger
Oh, I seen her post.
and then the
Yes,
hamburger
you're right.
went from the real pink to like a brown color overnight.
Yeah, I did see her.
And she's like, this never used to happen. I mean, she got mad, dude. I loved it. It was cracking me up.
She don't post things like that, and that's when
No, she just takes she's posting, reels and,
Yeah,
and
for sure.
shorts from her podcast, which are it's entertaining. It really is. It's called "Girl, Did You Hear?" That's it. But it's so cool to have all that different stuff.
Yeah.
Even shows we wouldn't watch or listen to ourselves, but there's an entire audience out there that would eat that up.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
So that's my goal.
Okay, I like that.
So come on along.
Hey,
It's going to be a good time.
It's going to be a fun time.
But have to go about it the right way. We have to grow
Steps.
organically into, we'll grow out of this space
Yeah.
and we'll need a little more space. Then we'll find a couple more and we'll need a little more space.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always been about doing exactly everything you can with what you have until you can't do what you need to do
Anymore.
and then get something
Yeah.
and then get and then get and then get. Obviously, we started off having to buy an entire studio's worth of gear because we wanted to do it right.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like go buy a building
And then do it.
and then
Yeah.
put yourself
For sure.
behind.
For sure.
This right now is fine, but I would really like over the next year to start putting some steps into place to make that an obtainable goal.
Yeah. And it is obtainable.
Mm-hmm.
There's,
I mean, it's not rocket science.
No. Obviously, there's got to be a plan. There's got, like we said, there's got to be steps.
Yep.
And as long as we take the right steps at the right time, it's fine.
And as long as you're vetting talent
Yeah.
on talent's like level, not I like that guy.
Yeah. You can't do it off of I like that guy.
No, that's the worst.
No.
But if someone could put together an idea,
And have a.
I would say things like, listen, I'm not looking at your video or audio quality. I want you to go set your iPhone up and I want you to record an episode
Yeah.
and just send it to me. I want to know what it's going to feel like
Yeah.
because I can feel it. I don't have to see, like, the aesthetic's cool,
The aesthetics helps,
but
but
I want to see how excited you are to deliver the information.
that's a good way to do it. Because if you could be excited behind your iPhone,
Yeah.
Just
hit record and just record an
and
episode.
you can be excited about everything around you.
And pretend that it's the studio that you want
Envision,
to be. Yeah.
yeah,
Just,
Yeah.
fake it till you make it kind of show me.
Yep.
Because that's the tryout process. Show me.
Yeah, for sure.
Just record yourself.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't sit down for 30 minutes and just record yourself talking about the show that you want to do, then your show, what are you going to do next week?
Yeah. Good question.
If your show doesn't have enough meat on the bone to carry it week after week after week, well, then it's got a finite amount of information and all you're doing is a mini series.
4 episodes.
And I'm out.
Hey, thank you. Yeah.
But show me where the meat's at.
Yeah.
And you should be able to do that on your phone.
You should be.
I mean, even to this day, you can go buy a $20 mic that plugs into your iPhone that,
On Amazon.
Yeah.
Be here tomorrow morning.
Set it right there.
Yeah.
And you could record. You don't, I mean, is all of this stuff necessary? No, not at all. Not at all. But if
I
you're,
like it,
if you're
though.
going to be professional and you want things to look right, then
I had somebody tell us that it looks great today.
well, I would hope so.
Well, they're like, you know, they were at the gym that I had honestly no idea
That they even
listen.
saw it. Yeah. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, that they even listen. But I was talking at you know, I was talking to a couple guys and they're like, "Hey, Mike," and like, "Hey, what's going on? Long time no see." They're like, "Yeah, I like your podcast, man. It looks really good. I listen to it." I'm like,
Boom.
"Hey,
That's all we need.
yeah," which I'm just like, "Oh, thanks."
And sometimes it's just because it was visually appealing enough that they stuck around.
Yeah,
But you have to have the content. You know,
every week
you can look as pretty as you want
Yeah.
if you're just delivering
for sure.
garbage.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, that's my goal. And that's
Okay.
where I want to go.
I like that.
That's where I want to be. I mean, obviously, our goals would somewhat align, but you also
sure.
have an entirely different
Well,
career that
you
you
know-
work through.
So I have my goals with coaching
Mm-hmm.
on what I feel like I need to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I shouldn't say need, what I feel like I can get better at and what I really want to try to focus on.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's changing all the time, but as long as I stay within those, and one of it is staying more focused. Like I've got to have more of a plan for these guys on how I'm going to approach getting them better.
Every minute that you
Yeah,
spend with
because,
them has value
well,
because you have
because I don't, before I just had JJ.
and
right.
you know how to work JJ.
And that's easy. My time's whenever.
And you also know exactly.
Yeah. And then I got Chepe, right? And it's those two. Still, my time is just whenever because I only have to. But now that I'm getting more, I find myself not really having a plan on how we're growing.
Right.
Because when I'm out of town, I get really bad anxiety. Or when I'm gone, that's why I have a hard time taking time away because I don't have that plan.
Because you don't know what they're doing during that time because
Yeah. You know, and I know that they shouldn't have to have their hands held, but the way that I've done it for a long time, that's how I know how. And it shouldn't have to be that way. So I've got to have a better plan and goal for that. And that's kind of just where I'm at. And I've been thinking a lot about it on how,
like small group and
Small
then to
groups.
individual and then
yeah, and what kind of group drain, because everybody's different, but there should be some at least core things that we can do all together
right.
where we could get better. That's one.
Mm-hmm.
And then now doing the podcast, honestly, is like, how can we get better is my thing, right? I've never done anything like this. I've never done anything behind the cameras like this. Like, so this is new to me.
Yeah.
Not
That's why
like-
I love it so much.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Not like you. It's something that you turn the camera on, it's like, woo, you know. It's like,
this guy?
he's alive.
Found the
There he
pulse.
is.
Found the pulse.
But you know, and because I enjoy doing this, to me it's fun. I love it. You know,
I look forward to it all the time.
you know, and
Like we didn't record because it was like Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to record on Christmas
which
Eve
I
or
felt,
Christmas.
but
at the same time, I was like, man, I wish we could have recorded.
I felt a little bit guilty.
Yeah.
I did, and for myself because I enjoy doing it.
Right.
You know,
and that's
so-
me. I enjoy doing it too. But I also know for our families,
Yeah.
they would appreciate us not recording an episode on Christmas Eve or Christmas.
Yeah, that's
And instead of being selfish and going,
you're right.
we can squeeze it in. No,
No, you're
And,
right.
and if you expected us to record an episode on Christmas Eve,
Then come on.
come on, man.
Yeah. So my goal for the podcast is how can I get better for not just for me, but for people watching,
Right.
whether it's ideas or whether it's the way I say it or you know what I mean? Just like things like that. That's because I don't know what else right now for me as a goal for this.
But you should know there's a reason that I wanted to do a podcast with you
Yeah.
because of your authenticity.
Yeah.
You are exactly who you are.
Yeah.
That part I hope never changes.
No.
I don't want you to go and like game tape our podcast and go, oh, I can say that differently. Or I can do no. This is what works. Like the
Yeah.
authenticity of this is me. It's raw.
It is what it is.
There's no,
yeah.
and that's why we come to the table with different sets of possible topics
Yeah.
that neither one of us knows the other one brought,
for sure.
because it gives us that real piece.
Mm-hmm.
And I love to ask you questions that you're not ready for, and you
Yeah.
just answer the question.
Yeah.
You know, you're not thinking about your image. You're not thinking about framing it in
a way,
in this way. Or
Yeah, that
saying
makes
things.
sense.
This works because neither one of us are living on, making sure that we look right or
Yeah.
say right or do right, because I know that neither one of us really like, if you don't like us because we're not,
Yeah.
feeding you the fake line, then you're in the wrong place.
Yeah, for sure.
Because authentic is what 100%. The reason I thought of you first before I thought of anybody else was because I know when you and I talk, it's authentic.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's real.
I appreciate that.
And we're not trying to, we're not like, well, as I was.
Yeah.
Screw
That's
that.
not fun.
No.
That's
No.
not, no.
I would rather
For
use
sure.
my poor broken grammar and enjoy
Yeah.
the time. If you can't see past the fact that I'm going to say things inaccurately or, use the wrong words because I'm excited,
Yeah.
then you're missing the point of why we're here.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's, I want to keep that intact more than anything.
For sure. I agree
At the
with that.
point where this becomes a business, I'm not saying like there is a business of podcast.
Yeah.
Because eventually we'd like this thing, to pay for itself, pay for us, pay for
sure.
something, pay for a vacation. I don't know.
Something.
But when we're sitting down in its business, that's when it's done.
Yeah.
And that's when it's done.
No, yeah, it's not fun.
As soon as it becomes that, then we need to go,
Next.
yeah.
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 I agree.
And I've done it multiple times in my life.
But that's why it's after the final bell, because that's what happens.
That's why we're there.
Mm-hmm.
So we got through one topic.
I know. This is what I had on my,
Oh, yeah, we
for
need
next
to-
week.
like, I'm
Because
ready.
we're at an
I'm
hour,
ready.
right?
I'm ready.
Well, we're dead, but I haven't remembered. So I was thinking, we're good. Something popped in my mind,
Okay.
and it came up to a topic,
Mm-hmm.
apocalypse or end of times or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Save it for next week. What are your top 5 things that you're taking?
I already got it in the
no-
bag.
Okay. That's
You want me to bring the bag out next week?
Yeah, let's bring it out next week.
Okay.
But you
Yeah.
can only take 5.
I think about it all the time.
Okay, well, I'm glad.
Weirdo.
Yeah, so I'm glad I brought it up because
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another one that, because it's after the final bell,
Right.
whether it's your job or your career or whatever, is there a moment where you get depressed? Because there's a boxer that fought a fight
5 days ago.
and then he
He
killed
won
himself.
the
A belt.
WBC Cruiserweight
Yeah,
Championship.
and then he died,
Like
killed himself.
Killed himself, yeah.
Post-fight depression.
You
And
don't-
that's real.
And you don't know what people are dealing
No,
with. And
you don't.
And post-fight depression, whether
It's
you win
real.
or lose,
It's
is
real.
is huge.
I think it's worse when you win, honestly. I think that because when you lose, there's like, oh, I lost. If I would have won, it would have been way better. Like, oh,
Or people- People will pick you up on a loss.
yeah,
People will check in on you.
yeah.
People will, on a win, they think you're on top of the world.
They're on top of the world.
But now
no,
you're
they're-
at, what's next?
yeah.
What do I do?
That's why I think when you succeed at something, and then that post whatever it is,
Yeah.
that's worse than failing and losing. Because, like you said, people will pick you up, or the world will make you feel a little bit better.
Or you will pick yourself up and go, I know what I need to do
next time.
next time.
Yeah. So,
And I think a lot of that is imposter syndrome. People don't believe that they deserve to be in the position that they're in because they internalize things and go, I know I didn't work hard enough to be here, so this shouldn't be real. I shouldn't have this.
yeah.
I mean, I think everybody's had some kind of imposter syndrome where like you're looking around and you're like, do they all know that I'm not this qualified?
Yeah.
I think that might be part of it. We can dig into it.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
We'll dig into it. That's a good
So-
one. And that's one we've definitely felt.
Yeah.
I guarantee both of us have felt that.
In some way. Yep.
Yep. One thing we still haven't talked about is how to stay relevant on social media as things go on. And I still don't know the answer, but I'm going to work on it.
First topic next week. That one.
We just got to figure it out.
Okay.
We talked about health and fitness after combat sports.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about that many times, and I've lied to us over and over again
Many times.
about how we're going to do it. Technology and social media, it changes so fast. we touched on it with you and needing a new Instagram page.
Yeah.
You know, as we're developing the podcast, finding ways to advertise or branch out. Dude, it's a full-time job to learn how to market through all the different apps and all the different things and what piece of what should go into, and that, you know, it's so expensive on time. Yeah. It costs a lot
I mean,
of time.
everybody's like, it's free. You're right. It is free, but
Time is not free.
Yeah, exactly.
As you get older, you realize how much more time is not free. So we'll talk about that.
All right.
Anything else?
Sad day. Flashlights off.
Oh.
Dead.
It died. I sent you a picture yesterday. Came downstairs. And it's dead.
I don't know, man.
I'm going to charge it tonight. We'll see.
My conspiracy theory is gonna come out because now I'm convinced the bulb burned out and the battery didn't.
But now
die.
we'll know because we're going to charge it. And if it turns back on, then the bulb didn't burn out.
Okay. What if that thing turns on and stays on again? That is wild. I think you got, there's no other flashlight like that. I bet you if you bought another one, it would not last that long.
Well, now we know.
Oh.
Sad time.
No more pictures
All right. So, with the end of the flashlight and well over an hour.
Yep.
If you have nothing else, we'll see you guys on the next one.
See ya.